told her we're working on the other thing. I says, look, you're not in yet, just not now.
Just bear with us.
Yeah. We're trying to get it where you get paid for it. Oh, I love that.
Hey, Leo Haggerty, Amped Up Sports. We're here at USF with Trace Chris, my director of photography, Harry the Greek Berg, and Peter Blake. 72-69 USF, a great comeback win for the Bulls. And they were down the whole game till the last 29 seconds when they finally took a 1-point lead. Then made 2 free throws and were able to stop the last 3-point attempt by Charlotte. But what a great game. Charlotte was up 40-30 at half, and South Florida, great defense that second half, held the 49ers, no, not the San Francisco 49ers, the other 49ers, to 29 points second half. And I'm going to ask Coach, this has been their modus operandi all year. Get down, hang around, come back, make some free throws, and win at the end.
What was the largest
And-
difference between our two teams?
And when you look at what was going on at that game, Charlotte was contesting every shot at the rim, everything, and they were so physical. And USF kind of got a little bit spooked there early, got afraid to go to the basket, and then the second half they came out, couldn't get it under 5 until like 6 minutes to go. They got there, but it was definitely a great game, and we got Peter Blake, and Harry Berg out here for the first time, and my trusty Tonto here, Trace Crisp, was joining us.
When he wants me to be quiet.
Yes, that's when he's up Kimosabi. Again, we're dating ourselves, but yeah, it's so we're live here waiting on the post-game press conference. I'm assuming that we'll have Coach as usual, which is commonplace. I'm assuming Sheldon Miguel, possibly Brandon Stroud. That could be who we have as players. I'm definitely thinking Sheldon Miguel. He had an excellent game.
Yeah, you did.
Selton was just he was on fire. And the one thing about USF is they're able to actually, when they sub with Miguel coming off the bench, that's a situation where they just get better when they sub, which is kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, we're sitting here and just the largest deficit South Florida faced tonight was 17 points. They finally got it under 5 with 6:46 to go, and then at 4:32 to go in the second half, they got it to 2 at 3:45, got it to 1 at 1:11, and finally with 29 seconds left, a layup by Brandon Stroud gave him a 70-69 lead. Hit 2 free throws down at the end, and yeah, just another nail biter. I'll tell you what, it would give me gray hairs, but Coach Amir, he's not going to get any gray hairs because he doesn't have any hair. So that's where we're at right now.
Absolutely. That's where we're at right now as we're live here on the Sports Web. I don't know if you guys can hear me or not. Stand by. Testing.
I'm amazed the coach comes in dry. I don't feel it, What are they now? 14-5. USF 14-5.
Yeah, no, it's kind of
I think they're 14-5.
6 didn't.
And they got Florida Atlantic next Saturday at noon.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Sports Web here. We're waiting for the coach after USF takes care of business over the Charlotte 49ers, 72-69 to pick up their 16th win of the season, 9-1 in the AAC. First time they've been had that record in their program's history. So it's probably one of the things I'm going to ask him. I'm your host, Peter Blake, giving you something to think about here. Want to get on here, Harry, or what? No? You're tired. All right. So we're waiting for the coach. Stand by as we're live on I Love St. Pete, of course, my page, and Bulls Life, and, of course, Instagram and YouTube. So stand by for the coach and the players for the victorious Bulls as once again they defeat the Charlotte 49ers 72-69. Stand by. Once again, thanks a lot for staying up with us as we are hitting midnight right now. We are live from USF, just awaiting the coach and the players in a victorious manner. Of course, USF goes on to beat the Charlotte 49ers 72-69. Now 16-5 for the year. This team in the first half was down double digits. Of course, this has kind of been their MO all year long, being down. I go back to the Memphis game. They're down by 20 and on the road, and they're able to come back. Tonight they're at home. They're down double digits a couple times, even early on in the second half, and they're still able to claw back in it. So definitely going to be one of my questions that I asked the coach. Once again, thanks a lot for staying up with us here on the evolution of Sports Talk Television. Stand by as we await the coach and, of course, victorious players, which this crowd tonight, congratulations to not only USF's basketball team, but their fans. Amazing crowd tonight. Of course, I'm just proud to be here with Harry the Greek, his first credentialed basketball game, and, of course, the legend himself, Leo Haggerty. So we will await the coach here as the Bulls once again won 72-69, their 16th win over the season against the Charlotte 49ers. Stand by here on the Evolution of Sports Talk Television.
Huh? Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much. Tell me your name.
Vanessa.
Vanessa, thank you.
Of course. You guys don't want some? Of course. Yeah, no problem. Here to serve the people. That's what
That's crazy. You're not gonna share your hand sanitizer with me? That's wild, man. Ready? Yep. Man, all praise to the Most High. Game coach this group of kids. I'm just so grateful and thankful for the opportunity. As I told them in the locker room after the game, I thank them for holding me accountable because I got in a little rut tonight. I'm not gonna say why because I like keeping my little bit of funds in my pocket, but I got in a little rut tonight, and I had Shelton, I think it was. CY for sure. They stay with us, coach. Stay with us. Stay with us. And a coach needs that sometimes, but that's just a testament to this program. It's a testament to this university, because as I tell them all the time, as the head coach, as the leader, I'm not above being corrected. I'm here to serve. I'm here to, be the example. And sometimes I might get out of character. So I challenge them to push me and hold me accountable. But man, what a great game, man. That's a heck of a team right there. Man, I'm not we're gonna do it. Don't get me wrong. We're not scared, but I'm not looking forward to going up to the Queen City. But it's part of it. So hats off to them. But really proud of these guys. And see why I know he don't mind, but I'm gonna just brag on Celtic for a second. Shelton has been the model of consistency, and he's what I want in a player. Like any player we recruit, he's exactly what I want. What does that mean? Got ability, right? Can really play the game, understands how to play the game. But anything you ask him to do, he does, right? At some point, I'm gonna get on the plane and I'm gonna go over to Angola and just hug his mom and dad because they did a great job of raising him. Because in a space and an environment where he could make things about himself, and complain or pout about coming off the bench. Like, man, dude just came off the bench tonight, got 22, 13 for 14 from the line, and I mean, shoot, he was big time. So, really proud of him.
All right, well, that's a perfect question for the players.
Sheldon, I'm going to ask you, and I'm going to piggyback on this one. It's 5 a.m. in Angola. You think a lot of people were up watching the game?
Yeah, the whole country was up. To be honest, because it was ESPNU, so I sent the link and everybody was still there.
And I asked both of you the other day, what would it be like to come into a packed house? That place was electric. Could you feel it?
Oh yeah, it was big time, especially when we was down early, man. It was a big reason why we came back, man. That energy, that nonstop, unconditional energy, man. It was big time for us. We needed that. Because we had that for a long time. I mean, this is my second year, so we needed that for sure. It definitely helped us.
Sorry, as far as the defense goes, they didn't score the last 5:07 of the game. Then you had an 11-0 run where they were scoreless for 450. I was just wondering if you talk about that as the game went on, how the defense picked up.
all season, that last part of the game, especially while we had this little consistent streak going, that last part of the game, man, we just take the whole other level because we know that has nothing to do with talent. It's just whoever wants it more, and I guarantee you as a group we're going to want it more time.
Just so you know, as a coach, I hate that because like they just wait, like, and it's like let's just do it the whole game, right, man? But I'll take it.
For either of you guys, I mean, there may not have been a more poetic justice in sport until Brandon Stroud's moment late in the game. Misses 2 free throws off the flagrant. He's taking himself. He's down. And then you guys go right back to him on the ensuing possession. I mean, just what can you say about that sequence from 5?
So if y'all don't know, I've been playing with B Stroud since high school. And I know I never really worried about him responding because there's one thing, B Stroud, no matter how bad it's going to get, he might be down on himself. But there's one thing, he's going to give you heart. He's going to play his heart out regardless. So I was mad he missed the free throws. Not mad, but
You were mad. It's okay.
I was, unpleased. They missed the free throws, but I didn't really worry because I know he wasn't going to let nobody score. He's going to make a big-time play for us to win the game because I've seen it way too many times, sadly. But I've seen him miss free throws and then make the defensive steal, the defensive rebound to win the game. So I knew he was going to come up big time.
Coach, how important is this victory? 16-5, first time in the program's history, 9-1 in the conference. How important is it, this win for your program this year?
It's really important. Not because it gives us first, possession of first place on February 7th. No. But it's important because as a good friend of mine, a guy named Fred Cordovine, I coached his son at my last stop. He's the operations guy at another institution. He sent me a little graphic the other day about grit. And in the acronym, it was growth requires inner toughness, right? And I said, man, I like that. And so it's not just about this team. It's like we're talking about a program. I talk about program with these guys more than anything. Like when it's all said and done and they're playing professionally somewhere and sending me a whole bunch of gear, from wherever they are, they're still a part of this program. Just like Charlie Bradley, Rodinko Dobris is still a part of this program. I love seeing Coach Pascal out there. He's still a part of this program, right? And so it was important because we need to go through games like that to build that grit, that inner toughness that it takes to be a championship team. You don't just get it by showing up, and things being easy.
Gritty, not pretty. With the win, do you finally think that you're going to get some national media respect after this big-time victory over the 49ers?
Y'all gonna think it's coach speak, but I really don't care. Somebody will say something, but like think about this. Those 2 teams that just played tonight, one was picked 13th in the preseason, the other was picked 9th. This league is a bear, right? It is a bear. It's a lot of really good players and dang good coaches. And so I care that President Red Law is proud of her men's basketball team. I care that AD Michael Kelly is proud of his basketball team and the product we're putting out on the court. Because again, we're Tampa Bay's home for hoops, right? We're not only the collegiate team, we're the pro team. So I want them to care. What people outside of, our university think, cool, but I want, that. I'm sorry.
Any more questions for the players?
One more. Yeah.
I looked at him like,
So Chris came in and he's experienced success. You're in uncharted waters. What's it feel like to be a winner? Yeah, that was a tough one, but let's.
Sure. That's a good one. Of course, I came to state. Things didn't go well last year. Things didn't go well, so it was pretty good. Just being with a bunch of guys that have been winners before, been in a tournament before, so just trying to experience that and trying to grow with them every day. So this is special.
So what about your ability to find the dribble drive out there and you make 13 or 14 free throws based on the fact that you're pretty much on every possession.
Just keep trusting my work. Feel like push the sake, go downhill, make the right play. That's what I was doing.
This one's for either one of you. If you look back at the recent slate of games, do you guys embrace the term second half too?
I don't know how to end, but anyways, we were just talking about this the other day in the locker room. Like we was joking about it, but I was like, man, this little streak we got going on, like, why are we always figure out in the second half? We always press up in the hole and then make us respond. But we'll take it. We'll take it. Every win is a pretty awesome game day.
Can I jump in, Chad? I don't want to get anybody in trouble. But my older brother, his college coach, his guy's name is Todd Bozeman. Todd Bozeman, man, he had this great saying, and like Coach Bozeman was 29. I couldn't even imagine being 29, leading the team to the Sweet 16 and all that stuff. But he had this saying, he would always say to his guys, you can't wait to get down for your pride to come out. And that's like, I feel like at times, not that we wait to get down for our pride to come out, but it's like we were just talking about this the other day in practice. If we play the last 10 minutes of a first half the way we play the last 10 minutes of a second half when we're down or when it's a close game, man, we'd be awesome. I mean, we're a good team now, but I mean, we would be elite. But that's part of growing. That's part of getting better. Is understanding how to play the game at all times.
Anything else before that?
Congratulations, guys.
Y'all better be in class. Hey, see why? I'm serious because it's in that text out. Because remember, I told you I got them daily reports, and I ain't been happy. All right, brother. Ooh.
Coach,
Yes, sir.
I'm going to piggyback on that last question. This has been your MO all year. Get down, hang around, play defense, stick around to the last 2 or 3 minutes, make a couple free throws. You've only led for 29 seconds, but it was the last 29 seconds. That would give me gray hair. Now, I can't say you're going to get gray hair, but, you know, what? Going to have to get just for men here shortly, huh? Coach, that makes you tournament. It makes you tournament tested. Yeah, but you want to try to get a little bit easier, don't you?
I want to, as I said to you guys before, I don't want to be the hot team. I want to be the consistent team. Now, you can say, yeah, you're consistently getting behind and battling back. But again, we have this, we're really gifted offensively, like just individually, not me coaching X's and O's, right? But like guys that they can make plays for themselves, they can make plays for others. But what happens with that sometimes is some dudes just be out there hooping sometimes. And I'm like, hey man, it's like when we were at North Texas the other day, we were up, I want to say we were up 10 or 15. I can't remember how much it was. In the, with the first 15 minutes of the half. But the last 5 minutes of the half, because we had such a big lead, man, them dudes is just out there hooping. So when we show them on tape, it's like, why is that a good shot? Like, and we make them tell us, and so I say all of that to say we have to get to a point where we can be consistent throughout the 40 minutes. Because what happens is, and you guys notice, the tournament, right? Yeah, you have teams that make comebacks, but you don't want to be on the other side of that comeback. Like I still feel bad to this day. We won, but like being at A&M in 8 and 16, we come back from 12 down with 44 seconds left to beat Northern Iowa in double overtime. I mean, I felt terrible for those kids, right? But that's what happens in the tournament if you're not consistent. Now, they had some stuff. The guy who normally took the ball out for him was hurt, fouled out or something. But again, we got to become more consistent, and not just. I don't want to get too far ahead and keep talking about the 4-letter tournament because we want to win the AAC tournament. We want to win the AAC regular season, and we in order to do that, we have to be able to play 40 minutes of consistent basketball.
You talk about North Texas. Do you think that matchup prepared you for the matchup tonight? Because they kind of play the same type of basketball, if you will, slow it down, guard on the perimeter. Do you feel like that matchup with North Texas prepared you tonight for the
It
49ers?
definitely prepares. This league prepares you. Okay. You know, I don't know, like I know Kim Palm and Net and all that stuff, but like, man, look, you can do it. You can talk about the numbers all you want. Man, this league is a bear. It is a bear. And it definitely prepared us. But where it was different was North Texas, they make you guard, but they were kind of similar to us to where they had guys that could just go make a play for themselves and their teammates. Whereas, like, man, their offense, that Princeton offense, you hate preparing for it because you can never quite prepare for what they do every day, you know. And then, but then they also have guys like Milicic and Jack, man, them dudes, and they are dudes, you know. I mean, it was the reason why one was at Wazoo and the other was at Virginia, you know. But you know what? I like the guys that are at South Florida and be about us.
On another side of consistency, the students and the SoFlo Rodeo is really showing up, showing out. How does that feel to you that they love you and the team?
I love them. I do. I mean, I love my wife and I love my kids, but I love SoFlo. I love Herd of Thunder. I love our students, man. Like, let me tell you guys, I think this is really important. So this is really cool. So, what's today? Tuesday. So yesterday, no, was it Monday or Tuesday?
Monday.
Was it? It was Tuesday. So Tuesday.
No,
oh, okay.
Today's Tuesday.
Yes, Monday. Well, no, Chad. Today's Wednesday.
Today's Wednesday.
But, yeah, I know, but today it's
Who's on
Wednesday
first?
right now. But Jackie Grant and I came up with this little plan to, you know, go buy coffee for the students. And so we were over there from about 11 to 11:30. And I mean, it was a good turnout. But what was so cool was, like, as the students came through the line, they were like, "Thank you so much for this." But what was even cooler was, like, they got whatever they ordered and they came back and said, "Coach, thank you so much." Man, like, that just speaks volumes about our university. It speaks volumes about the kids that we have on campus. Like, most kids these days, they would have took their drink and they would have been out of there. They didn't have to come back and say thank you a second time. So just their appreciation for that was really cool. But their appreciation for a coach who embraces them, man, is really cool. A team that embraces them is really cool. They will be a huge part of our success, because to have a real home court advantage, like, we won that game tonight. Yeah, we made some plays, but those students didn't leave when we were down 15. They stayed, and their energy, it wasn't good. Their energy wasn't even great. That energy was elite, guys. All right, so we'll be at Starbucks again tomorrow.
Coach Brandon Stroud, I mean, what may not fill up the box score every night, but defense has been, you know, one of your best defenders on the team so far this season. You know, has made big shots when it matters. Tonight, down to misses the free throws, come back, makes a shot, gives you a thumbs up at the end of it.
Yep.
What can you say about that sequence and what he brought to the table?
I can't take credit for that. Most people say, well, he played for you for yeah, but you guys got to meet his dad, Derek. You guys got to meet his mom, Christy. You got to meet his high school coach, Coach Maxwell. Man, as Brandon would say, man, yeah, you coach me hard. You ain't nothing compared to Coach Maxwell, though. You know, and that says a lot because I'm on him. But Brandon is always a kid that no matter, like, he always has this next play mentality. Like, you know, he's the one that's telling me when I'm on the referees, Coach, man, stay with us, leave them alone. Come on, man, next play. And I need that, right? Because I get caught up in that. Sometimes I want to fight for my guys, you know, because I feel like at times, sometimes like people come in with the mindset of, oh, it's just South Florida. Yeah, this ain't the same old South Florida, right? Like, this is a different South Florida. This is a new and improved South Florida. And we're going to be a meaningful ball game. So I need people to change their mindset and give us not give us. We're gonna continue to earn the respect. And so, yeah, like he's just always been that guy. Even, at our last stop, he was that same guy. Now his freshman year, he'll tell you I was hard on him because he has so much just untapped. It's a scary word, but untapped potential that he still hadn't got to where he's gonna be, and he will, trust me.
Coach, you've had some great performances from prior this year.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, he wasn't, a huge part of the game. You could tell he was on the bench and trying to keep you guys into it. But you just had so many contributions from different players tonight. It wasn't just on the point side, steals, scores, rebounds. What's that say about your club where even when one of your big guns is really not firing on all cylinders, like other guys step up?
I just think it says that we're a really deep team, balanced team, and just as proud of Shelton McGill, I'm just as proud as Corey Walker, right? And I give a lot of credit to Coach Gregory. Like he had those guys for a few years, and it's not an easy thing to, have a coaching change. But like, man, those guys, all they've done is everything we've asked them to do. And Corey's last 3 games, really 4 games, going back, might be more than that. I can't. I get lost, guys, in the season. But I thought his minutes at Temple were big time. I thought his minutes against UTS, they were good. But then when we went on the road, his minutes against ECU were elite, and his minutes at North Texas, his defense at North Texas, won us that game. Right? He gets a big time block late in the game, switching onto a guard, and he stays down the stands, disciplined. He was really good. So I thought Corey Walker and Sam Hines Jr., I thought their minutes changed the complexion of the game tonight.
Yeah, going against Jackson there too.
Yeah.
Underside, getting up some size there.
Yeah.
Getting underneath them loads of
Yeah.
gravity to pay off big time.
Yep, for sure.
Jackson only had 1 basket the last 15, 50.
Right. Yeah.
I was curious if you had anything, you grew up or that was just your kids.
Well, no, it was really, I thought it was just our kids competing. But what we did do is we started doubling, right, and showing the double just to get it out of his hands. And man, that kid is a good player, and I love to be. I always like to be able to guard the post 1-on-1. That way, if you basically taking away their opportunity to get paint touch threes. You take them away. And right now we're playing somewhat of an untraditional guy at the 5. Like, he's tall, but from a waist, and he's giving up, 30, 40 pounds to some of these guys. But I thought Casey Pryor, he's battled, he's done a good job tonight. It just wasn't his night. But I loved his energy on the bench. I thought he was a great teammate on the bench. And that's what it's about.
Coach, your mascot is Rocky. Your team's starting to remind me of Rocky. You're taking a lot of body blows early, but you're standing in there. How hard is it to sit there and watch? You get down, but you don't quit. That's got to be really. It's disconcerting and helpful the same, isn't it?
It's. I think any coach would tell you this: that you want your team to be a reflection in you. And I had really good. I always said I'm so fortunate, man. I was brought up and raised in this business the right way. And so when I'm over there, like if you'd have saw me 4 years ago, my wife would be like, "Yeah, you guys don't want to know that dude." But I wasn't the same. But I just always think about Billy Kennedy, my college coach, and he also gave me my start in the business. And it wouldn't matter. Like we could be down 20, and man, he'd just be standing over there with his arms folded, and he'd be talking about next play, next play, next play. And when I think back on it, the number of times that we were able to come back and win games, it was because he never got too high, he never got too low, he just stayed consistent. And I think that's what our team does, because I've grown and I've just kind of stayed here. Don't get too high, don't get too low. Just coach the game, focus on your guys.
Coach, is there something specifically that you said at halftime when your team was down by double digits that you could share with us?
No, I just told him 2 things. I said, man, like we've got to be who we are, and that's like, it's, again, guys, I don't blame them, okay, because nationally televised game, ESPN2, for first place in the league, naturally, you want to be the guy that shines, right? Well, it's counterproductive for who we are as a team because we want to be balanced. Man, it's crazy. I think this is the first game, I'm almost sure this is the first game we've won where we've only had 3 guys in double figures, right? And so if we can get that 4th guy in double figures, I'll always like our chances, and I know Brandon's probably kicking himself because he's like, man, if I would have just made 3 free throws, I would have been in double figures. But, that's part of it. Before we go, hey, I hope everybody understands how special that little number 0 is. Man, he is a dude. To be able to get that steal he got and go finish, that may have been the play of the game, right? Like, and he got coached hard in the first half, and he responded, right? That shows me the growth he's had, because we had one of those games early in the year, and it was like, God dang, Jay, come on, man. But, man, that steal, to have the confidence to go for that steal then, man, we're fortunate, guys.
Coach, my last question, and thank you for your time tonight.
Don't worry about it.
Coaches and players are notoriously, when you win 8 in a row, you like to do the same thing. I probably should ask your wife, are you doing it special, same tie, same suit, anything, or just you don't believe in that stuff?
No, I change it up. The only thing I do that's probably the same as every game day. I've done this, I think, for the last two years or so. My dad, William Abdurrahim, passed away a few years ago, but I got a voicemail. It's about a minute and a half left. So it's like a minute and a half voicemail. He would just call you. And like he'd have a whole conversation with you on voicemail. And so like I say that voicemail, and I listen to it every game day. Because in that voicemail, the voicemail was left, I want to say, I can't remember the exact date, but it was after my first game as coaching as a head coach. We were at Kennesaw, and we went out to Creighton. We had to bring in a lot of money. But anyway, and he in the voicemail, he was just talking. He was saying, hey, man, yeah, that's the first one. But I can see you in some years. Man, they belong to you. They will keep you. You've been there before. You know what to do. And the reason why I always start my pressers off with it is because he always talks about keeping God. He in the voicemail, keep God first. Give him the praise. And as I said to somebody the other day, I can't remember who it was. They asked me, as a coach, and I said, well, look, before anything, I'm the son of William Abdurrahim and Deborah Hester. I want to make, the university proud, Lady Kelly, President Law, but I'm 42 years old, and if I get out of line, my mom will still call me and be like, boy. And I'm like, Mom, I'm a man. Boy, you're not too old. So I want to make my parents proud, and that's me.
Coach, any extra inspiration tonight? Because Coach Golish is out there in the crowd. He's always talking about process with his football team. You talk about grit. You guys have a conversation, trade notes or something?
Oh, always. But the best was this. This was the best. You guys will love this. So yesterday, I'm sitting at the desk writing up notes for practice, and I get a FaceTime, right? And my hats, like I wear these little hats, it's from the for the Bay Clothing Company. Coach Golish, like I would see his hats. I'm like, yo, where you get that hat from? He said, man, I got you. Don't worry about it. Well, anyway, he FaceTimes me, and he goes, hey, Bear, wants to come to the game. Bears wants to come to the game tomorrow, but it's late. Like he's wondering, can you write him a note so he can miss the first 3 periods of school? All right. And I'm like, I got him. But then I go, wait, his son, my daughters, they go to the same school. I'm like, hey man, it's late start tomorrow. That's right. It's late start. We're good, right? And it was cool. So but yeah, me and Coach, man, we talk a good bit. Sometimes it's just through text. you know, and I get whenever we went on the road, I always get a yes, sir. You know, just like when they won, I would always text them like, that's what it's about. I was at one game, I can't remember which game it was, but man, I took a picture of his sideline because, you know, when you're in year one, yeah, you want to win games, but those little things matter, like that go into your culture. And I took a picture of his sideline, and I just said, "Hey, man, like I don't know what like at this, but like man, I like this is elite because them dudes were, you know, they were linked up, they were connected, they were ready to go." So, and I think most they need to hear that, you know, because sometimes we get so caught up in the wins, the losses, or the process of it that you kind of miss those things here and there. But when you see that, it's a big deal. It's just like Jess Larson and Joel and Rome are academic liaisons, and that's why I was telling Chris we hadn't had any daily positives in a couple of days, and those are important to us because you got to be intentional to get those daily positives, right? But you know, she just texted me the other day, and she just said, "I want you to know, like, hey, Corey stayed 20 extra minutes in study hall to make sure he got, you know, whatever work or test done." And it doesn't shock me because, man, the dude is playing his butt off. His habits are matching up. You know, his habits are consistent, you know, on and off the court.
Anything else, Coach Gus?
One more. What does it mean to
Wake up, dude.
recreate history at such a high level this season?
I promise you this is not coach speak. I leave that right now for you guys. I leave it for the people. Like, I'm so focused on finishing the job, right? But it does make me happy to see that our fans are happy. It does that does make me happy. But you know, I want to win big. I want to win big, and I'll reflect at some point, you know, when the season's over. But all I know is I love that motorcade, going to the gym for shoot around. I just really enjoy it, you know. And I want Selton McGill to have that same feeling. I want Corey Walker to have that feeling. I want these guys to share in an experience that will bond them for a lifetime.
Anything else, guys? Appreciate you.
Don't rush me.
Yeah.
I don't come to your job and rush you.
Coach, we keep getting along. We have to get on the IHOP for breakfast.
I know, right?
Thanks, Coach.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.